Thank you for having me, Dr. Fab. This is
All the
Dr.
time.
Feelgood coming at you with the case study. I'm not going to use slides today. I'm just going to talk.
What? No slide?
Long distance. I describe long distance as anything over an hour drive. Some people do an hour drive with going to work and stuff, but an hour drive is usually what a normal person would do, especially in the time of this gas prices. So 3 out of 5 relationships since 2020 have been long distance. Does anybody want to figure out why?
Because of the gas prices?
COVID.
That's part of
COVID.
it.
COVID. I'm being funny.
COVID has caused a lot of people to reevaluate what it means to be in a relationship. Now you have people who ain't never met, but they in a relationship. They sext, they chat, they email, they talk every day.
Real relationship.
But no, a relationship is 2 people with the ability to relate. Doesn't have to be a sexual relationship.
Okay.
I relate with my sister, but we're related. But that don't mean I gotta have a relationship with her though.
Okay.
So a lot of times the biggest issue is lack of trust. That's the biggest issue the biggest con in a survey done by the Pew Institute. What that means is that, and what we have most of the time is when we don't trust somebody, that really means we don't trust ourselves.
All right.
Because something in us projects out to the other person, and in turn, you're coming back and saying, why is this person talking about me? Why are they always saying that I'm cheating? Because that's one of the signs, right? The person's always trying to say that you're doing something. It's projection, gaslighting.
Dr. feels so good because here I go, and y'all can tell me if you agree or disagree. I don't know that I agree with that. And maybe I misinterpreted it, but when we don't trust somebody, that means we don't trust her. I don't know that I agree with that.
No. I understand what you said. No, you have a valid point, Tracy.
Okay,
let me clarify it.
Okay, got you.
A lot of times, people who don't trust really never had the ability to trust. And the reason why a lot of people didn't have the ability to trust was because they didn't trust something in themselves. And they refused to take accountability for their shortcomings. So they projected onto the next person.
Thank you. That makes more sense to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the clarification.
I can't agree with that either. Because
The clarification or what he just said, Anson?
no, the clarification, what he just said. I mean, I still trust myself. I don't have any insecurities with myself.
But have you accused people of cheating, Anson, without cause, without real evidence?
Without justification.
No, I haven't. But I would say that if that was to come up, it has to be something that was done by the other person I'm in a relationship with that caused that lack of trust.
That's true in a way. A lot of people, and it goes back to what Chocolate Pearl was saying about routines. Women look at men, they study us.
Mm-hmm.
They study our routines. Once they figure out our routines, once something is contrary to the routine, you remember that movie, Mr. Good Deeds, or I like to call it Captain Save a Garden Tool, Tyler Perry's movie. Gabrielle Union's character had Tyler Perry's character down to the second. When he came home, he did the same thing. They had intimacy on the same time, same day, every time. And she resented that because she knew him. So when he came in and didn't do that, what did she automatically assume?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Dr. Feelgood. So just answering the example that you agreed with me on when I said something about often women misinterpret things and then make That's exactly what he's saying. So I think you do agree with him, what Dr. Feelgood was saying, because it's the same thing that I said. When women misinterpret things, it's really us that
A
does
form
that
of
we mistrust
perception.
something in ourselves. So I think you agree. But, okay.
Because
Well,
and that's what I'm saying. It's not that you're insecure with yourself, but a lot of times it comes from a form of insecurity. Not to say that you don't, because if I'm sure somebody's in the past has accused you of cheating. Anson.
Yeah.
They can accuse, yeah. But a lot
But
of
that's
times they
what
got
I'm
no
saying
license.
though. But if you know you hadn't done anything, for example, back in college, I had a girlfriend named Vera. Oh gosh, I'm bringing back.
Well, I'm telling you.
Anyway, she would always accuse me of cheating. I wasn't. I was like I was a one woman man. And she would always accuse me of cheating. If she saw me tutoring somebody, I was cheating. If she saw me talking to a female when I was in uniform, I was cheating. It got to a point where I couldn't even go to no frat parties because I was cheating. Turns to find out that she done gave me something that I didn't want.
She was cheating.
And that's the example that I use. And I was salty about that for about 30 years. No cap. No cap. She actually apologized.
You said 30 years?
That's a long time.
Hey, look, I hold a grudge like a microphone. But anyway, I was like, but it's funny though, when she apologized, all that hurt and anger, because I wasn't the one out there creeping, but it came back to me. I was like, I'm good after that. But I just bring
When she
that up
apologized, you say you felt better because she apologized?
a lot better.
30
Even after
years
she had
later.
given you
30
something?
years later. Yeah, she gave me the
Hey,
clap.
Dre, Kim said, "Oh Lord, that's a family trait. We hold a grudge."
Yeah.
Look, I hold a grudge like a microphone too, cousin. I understand.
Oh yeah,
I think
And
I don't have
you
that
what?
ability. I
You
got
don't
off
have
that
that in you?
line.
Hey,
I got
see?
off that line. It's too much energy to hold a grudge.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, it feel
See?
good. It feel good. It feel real good.
now, but that, like I said, I was young. But the thing was, it was also a form of projection, because guess what this dumbass did?
What?
He took off the protection.
That was
boy.
your
Wow.
fault.
You
That's
wanted
what
to
I said.
feel real
That's
good,
what I'm
Dr.
saying,
Feel
though.
Good.
No. I ate that. And that's why I felt better after she apologized.
Because
I
if it was on you, you should have stayed covered.
Listen though. I thought I did the right thing and said, look.
Yeah, you ate what? I'm with Trey. You ate what?
No. I ate that. I took that L.
Say you took the blame. Don't
that.
say you ate that, because that wouldn't have been
No,
good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the phone like, what?
Negatory, Ghost Rider. Negatory. I didn't start doing that, but that's another story.
He ate what?
But no. What happened was that I went to the doctor a couple of days later. Dawn, Wayne, that's when Dwayne was my roommate.
Yeah, I remember.
At Benedict, when Dwayne was my roommate before we moved to Turnberry.
Right.
And Wayne's my he's crazy. But that's another story. So I went to the clinic, the one when it used to be on Hardin Street, and he told me what I had. So they said, you need to tell everybody the free clinic. The free clinic. We ain't had no health insurance back then. Went to the free clinic. So I went and told her, and you know what this woman told me? She said, "Oh, that's what my boyfriend gave me. My ex gave me."
Oh.
Now that's what I was
She
upset
took
about.
her present and gave the present to you.
Yeah, that's why I was upset. I said I took that L because I didn't protect myself. I took that L. That's something my dumb ass did. And I admit it, I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, and I admit those.
That was one of them.
But the thing
Definitely.
was that, it made me think about myself, like, damn, am I that bad of a person that somebody got to give me something?
That had nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I know, but that, like I said, I accepted my response, my accountability, my culpability in my own situation. And a lot of times, why the reason long distance relationships don't work is because the farther you are and the less effort you put in, after a while, it becomes easier to not put in the effort. To make the effort work, it takes a lot of work. And I know I've been slack on a couple of things. I'm not going to ad nauseum. I'm taking it from me and bringing it to us. Out of the 3 out of 5 couples that are currently in a long distance relationship, in about 2 years, the long distance relationship usually ends in about 2 years.
It dwindles down. It dwindles right away.
24 months. One is the cost.
Yeah.
We flying back and forth. That get expensive, especially now.
Driving back and forth. What?
Yeah. Two. Eventually, somebody's gonna have to move, and the older
Somebody
you
gonna
get,
have to move.
right? The older you get, the less likely you are to move.
And also, if it's long distance, when it become a problem with the traveling or you coming to see each other, that means the relationship is dwindling. But people continue to hold on to hope when the hope is gone. And you have to just eventually say, I'm out. One or the other have to eventually say, I'm out and be done with it, because if not, it'll continue lagging and lingering along and it's nothing there.
Right.
Exactly. And a lot of times, but just like in any close relationship, finances plays a bigger part than what we're willing to admit. To what we're willing to admit. Then, like I said, somebody's got to move. And usually people have a hard time leaving somewhere they've been for a long time. Now, I didn't have that much of a problem because I was in the military. I was moving every 2 to 3 years. So moving to me, it's not fun. Since I retired, I've moved 4 times in 6 years. Now, I was back and forth between Virginia and Augusta, but the fact is that I had to pack. I've gotten so good at it. I've gotten so used to it that I can pack a place in a day and be gone and have all that stuff. But the idea is that, after about 24 months, a lot of relationships either gotta crap or get off the pot, because it starts dwindling from that. But the keys to keeping a relationship is just like if y'all were across the street, you got to keep it fresh.
Exactly.
You got to be open, and you have to acknowledge that, people might be tempted, but you have to trust that they're strong enough to not give in to temptation. And you have to have the confidence and the trust in yourself that you're not don't put yourself in positions where you're going to fall. Because a lot of times we subconsciously put ourselves in positions to say we didn't mean it, but every step we take is a separate decision where we can turn around. Because I don't know anybody in here can tell me that they slipped and fell in a vagina or a penis fell into them. So those are the things. So those are the things that maintain. Oh, you did?
Only if that can happen. Only if you look at Daddy.
Daddy's so silly.
Hey, I hate you, cuz. but
only if you playing Twister.
In closing, remember, communication is the key. Understanding that people do have lives outside of what you do, and respect that. Also, make the person feel like they are worth it. If they don't feel that they're worth it, they're going to have less attraction to you. The less attractive they are to you, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna bounce. And the last thing, knowing that y'all have to plan together. The
I said that
future,
earlier.
you can only grow apart or grow together. Distance exacerbates that. If you're on different coasts, it's probably not gonna work. If you're in the next state over, that might work a little better. But you gotta plan for the future. Where do you see yourself with that person in 5 years, 10 years?
Mhm.
You know, God gives you the glory, 20 years. So those things.
Excuse me, but even with the long distance relationship, when you're saying that, should y'all have a communication of saying when somebody's going to move closer to each other so y'all can be
That's part of that's part of the planning.
Preparing for it.
Right, that's part of the planning. You gotta, if you don't see a future with somebody, then don't waste their time in the present.
Right. Shake the dirt off your feet and keep walking.
If you don't, because a lot of times we use our past. If we keep reliving our past, it's going to affect our present and leave us lonely in the future.
Yes.
So on that note, I want to